Hi Fight fans, this is Ryan Macchiana for BoxingScene.com. Nonito Donaire gave us a sneak preview for his upcoming public workout tomorrow, which will take place at the Undisputed Gym in San Carlos, California at 1 p.m.
It's honestly like a sign.
You know, this is all your hurts. Help you out with building recovery into your muscle. You know, if your muscle gets tight, we usually do this foam rolling to help you stretch better, to heal better. It's kind of like getting a massage. You know, it's kind of like that, but it works. It works. A lot of people are doing them now, and it helps. This is Cameron Fort. He's my ART guy / chiropractor. You know, everyone needs to be balanced when they're in there, you know. And as you see him sometimes in HBO, when he's working on me, he usually does my stretching and stuff like that. And just pretty much overall healing for tough muscles that, you know, there was a time, the first time I met him was, my shoulder was all jacked up, and I was fighting at that time, and I was going to fight with jacked up shoulder, and I couldn't throw a hook. All I could do was a jab, and I couldn't throw a hook. And he started working on it, getting to that old muscle scar tissues, you know, old scar tissue, and he just broke it up. And now I'm able to come back with even stronger hooks than before. So that's why a lot of it, why my hooks are so strong, is because he has helped it for blood to flow, to recover, and then, you know, for it to just not worry about the pain when I throw hooks, because a lot of fighters do go through a lot of injuries, but they don't know how to fix it. They don't want to get fixed, you know. They don't know how to get fixed because it's so painful. First time I was doing it, I was screaming like a girl. I was singing Michael Jackson. I was doing all kinds of crazy stuff just to forget how painful it is. But you have to go through the pain sometimes in order for you to heal, you know. And Cameron Fort's been an ART guy who was in my corner all the time, when, you know, to stretch me out and stuff like that, but mainly to get me back. He's my tuner, pretty much. If you're looking at the car, he tunes me up to perform perfectly, you know. Right, Mr. Fort?
Absolutely. A lot of it is tuning up the car. You know, I don't change his oil for him, but we make sure that everything's working right.
Yes.
And it doesn't feel good, but when you have a tight muscle and it's inflamed, it can form scar tissue. We break that up, we get lactic acid out of there, then he gets blood flow, and he can recover, he can heal, and he's stronger for his next workout or his next fight or whatever it is he has to do. So it's intense work, but it does a good job for him.
When you start warming up, you get into this super intense zone where you don't want to be touched or bothered.
Well, the thing is, he does stretch me around and stuff, but when you know it's time, they're just like just around me, and they're just sitting somewhere where I can just work. But usually it just turns on. You know, when I start warming up, I'm getting ready to go to the fight. You know, go to the ring, walk in the ring. You know, that's when usually it just snaps. And just people just don't talk to me then. You know, people just you know, give me like, yeah, good job. Like they know that I'm on a different world. You know.
Well, speaking of that, can you kind of say what's going on in your mind? Is it you know, are you envisioning the fight?
I envision the fight. Definitely, I do envision the fight, taking the guy out, you know, the things that I need to do, how I'm feeling, breathe properly. It just pretty much feels like I don't see anyone around me at all. I mean, my teams are great and awesome, but, you know, when I start to get that anything, it's just trying to focus on getting everything from me, like the mentality of a warrior. You know, try to build up that persona. You know, you go in there, and it's kind of like going to a war, or what I look at it is like being in a gladiator ring, and you never know when your life is gonna be taken from you. Kind of like that mentality, and that's why I gotta be tip-top shape, mind focused, so that no one stabs me or cuts my head off. It's kind of like that mentality. I look at boxing that way when I go in the ring, like my life depended on it.
Has there ever been a time where you didn't feel 100% focused or in that zone heading into a fight?
There was a time. There was a time when with my whole family issues, first time that I fought without my father. As you can see, I didn't really look that great. That was with Concepcion.
And there were other issues too with him not coming
at
around.
that time, but that was the first time that my family wasn't there, or there was no support from my family, and it just messes with your mind. But you just become stronger by that, and I'm glad that everything's okay now. But there was a time that when you let a single specks of distraction, you can pay for it, or you're not happy by it, because if you focus on it, it becomes greater and bigger than what it is. So you just gotta go in there and always pretend that your life depends on anything, that a single mistake can take your heads off, and I guess it's kind of like a placebo effect when you go in there, like with me, with that mentality that my life depended on how I perform and how focused I am, then that's when I go and I know that I can't make any mistakes.
And Nonito's a strong fighter, man. He's already ready to go like 24 rounds, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's going to be an easy fight for him on the 22nd. You know what I'm saying? He's smart in the ring. You know what I'm saying? You learn a lot from him. You know what I'm saying? With it making yourself a better fighter and a better person. You know what I'm saying? He's a good mentor. He showed me a lot.
Now, obviously, when you come in, you're a southpaw, so is the opponent Omar Narvaez. What are some things you've tried to bring to the table as far as sparring, as far as your style?
I'm try to mix it up, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of boxing. I'm strong, you know what I'm saying, be elusive in the ring, work on different things, inside, fighting the inside, boxing, you know what I'm saying, whatever Nonito needs, I'm there.
Well, usually after training we take a lot of protein recovery stuff. It's a 2-in-1 recovery. Like this one is it's called Extend, not Extends, Extend. We don't want to get bigger there no more. We got a good size there. It's called Extend. It has, not only that it has like 2-in-1 ratio, it also has that electrolyte and all that stuff, and it's 0 calories and sugar. So this is what I use when I'm trying to cut down. But mainly my recovery comes from the snacks, Problacicin. It's the recovery formula. And it has all the complex protein and amino acid and all that branch stuff that Victor tells me, and I tend to not. I can't recall what it was, but that's what I do after each training. With the prolactin, we have a 3-hour spike in terms of recovery. So after training, put it on right away. The recovery spike for that 3 hours, and of course we have the ZMA, which is a long-term recovery. But one thing that we're doing, since I work really hard, is mainly focused on recovery. So when I recover, how the old school says, oh, you gotta train every day. Well, if I can perform at 100 to 150%, why go to the gym? So that's my motto anyway. So I go and take a day off. If I don't feel 100% yet, I'll take another day off, and then I go and train and go 100%. But these guys are the one that's helping me out with recovery, which is a very important part of training, as much as training hard itself.
What about the PED you've been taking?
The PEDS ones are actually the energy drinks. When you go in there, the thing about that is you don't crash. A lot of energy drinks, when you take it, you crash. You know, with the PEDs, with the PED, you take it and you're energized. You know, you're energized, and you know the ladies like them. You know, my wife and her friend like them. You know, and all our other friends take them. So it's definitely an energy drink that lets you train crazy, and you don't crash. When you're done with it, you feel great. You know, you feel like you still have a lot of energy. So the snack system has been working for me so far.